and ultimately came up short, and so that hurts, certainly, but this is always also the day that you potentially say goodbye to so many people that you played with and that you sacrificed with and been around and spent so much time with. I mean, we spend sometimes more time here with them than with our families, and so this becomes your family. And it changes every year, and it's the same every year. Even when you win, let's say you win the Super Bowl, that team's not going to be the same the next year, so it's always an emotional day.
Any thoughts on Garrett and what lies ahead for him, or potential lies for him with his contract up and the Cowboys having to make a decision on him?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there, but that falls into that same category that you never know at the end of the year what's going to happen and where that's going to go. And I'm fortunate in reflection. Today's a big day for reflection, and we'll spend this week kind of getting away from it and thinking about it. But in reflection, I'm very fortunate to have spent the time that I did with Coach Garrett, and whether he's here next year or somewhere else next year, the group of men that he's going to be in front of will be better men and better players because of it.
What did he share in the team meeting? If you can just give at least the tone or whatever you feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah, we went through the game as we always do on Monday mornings, kind of recap the game and got that ready, and then he gave us his message about moving forward and continuing to approach it the right way and to continue to work hard, and that when something I believe in as well, that when you prepare yourself to take advantage of an opportunity and that opportunity comes, you're better prepared to jump on that opportunity. So continue to work the right way and continue to do things the right way, and it'll work. It's going to work at some point.
Was it more emotional than any other season-ending team meeting that you've had since you've been here?
I don't think so. They're all pretty emotional. Like I said, it's really tough when you look around that room and look at some of those guys that you're not going to probably play again and sometimes not see ever again in your life. It's a difficult situation.
In any way, did it feel like a permanent goodbye with Coach Garrett? Did you get that sense at all?
I don't think he has any idea what's going on. I don't think I have any idea what's going on. So in a lot of these situations, it's temporary-ish, you say goodbye and hope for the best in the future, and you try and stay positive about a future connection if you're not together in the next adjacent year.
What do you think this team needs to do to move forward and get a better result?
I think we need to do a better job of working together. And it's odd to say because we spend so much time together, even probably more so than other teams. We spend a lot of time in the off season, in voluntary times when we're here and the coaches aren't here and that kind of stuff. And I think we just need to work better on being together and playing together. There was a lot of times this year when the run game didn't complement the pass game, or the pass game didn't complement the run game, and the offense didn't complement the defense, or the defense didn't complement the offense, or special teams. It just situationally we weren't effective, and I think that shows up in the way that the games turned out. When you look at the win margin, in games that things were working, they were really working. In the games that they weren't, we just weren't able to pull it out. And I think we need to go back to the drawing board, and we need to really reflect on what it was that caused that to happen, and really attack that.
You don't think y'all underachieved? I mean, considering expectations coming to the season, was it an underachieving season?
We don't really think about expectations going in. We certainly had a goal coming in, and we didn't achieve that goal, not even close. And if you ask me, I think that our roster is incredibly talented. The room of men that we have, extremely talented across the board, and also good people. And I personally thought that we'd be able to be in a better spot than we are right now. But like I said, you got to continue to mold with what happens and continue to improve and find the areas that you can improve as a team and get ourselves prepared for next year.
That working together that you mentioned, Travis, is that in all levels of the organization, you think? Or were you just speaking in terms of you guys as players?
I was thinking us as players, but I think it does translate out. We're all in this together. We're all trying to do the same thing, and I assure you that no one more than ownership wants us to be successful. You know, it's not like somebody slacking off and not doing their job. So, in that sense, we are all in this together. And now, ownership makes decisions. You know, and I don't expect him, and nor do I want him to ask me my opinion on what it is, what we should do, because at this point I'm not sure. I think it takes a lot of reflection, a lot of critical thinking to do that, and you know, honestly, I'm not trained in that sort of thing. But we do all have to do our part to get better, and we have to make a conscious effort to do that.
Was this the most surprising season you've been a part of, from the sense of the talent level and the previous accomplishments didn't match up with where you thought you would wind up?
I think it's definitely in the top of those. You know, there have been times, you know, I've been so fortunate in my career to play with unbelievable players. You talk about rushing leaders, you talk about quarterbacks that have been amongst the top in their position, and defensive players, the whole deal. So it is disappointing when you get a chance to play with a team like that and with men of that caliber to not be able to be successful. And when I was younger, I felt really bad for the older guys on this day. I felt really bad because I didn't do enough to help them, you know, in what could be their waning days. And as I've grown, I think that now it's an inner reflection about how we can do it better as a team and what I can do to help get everybody better, you know, myself included, and get the team better. And I continue to feel sorry and feel disappointment for those people that have been around for a really long time and haven't been able to be successful, and we haven't been able to be successful in my 7 years when you measure success by a Super Bowl. So it comes back to the main goal, though, and that is figure out what went wrong, get it fixed, and go win one.
Personally, how thankful for you this season are you coming back? You want to come back from Pro Bowl, all that stuff?
This was a really interesting year for me. It's been a really interesting 2 years. And this year I've learned a lot over the last 2 years, and not only as a player, but as a person and as a leader and as just a member of groups of people. And I'm really fortunate to have been through that. It's interesting because I would never wish that on anybody. But I've grown more as a person in the last 2 years than I have in a long time. And I'm really fortunate to be in a group of men like this, and to be able to have support throughout, and to be able to grow. And that's what we all want. Everybody just wants to be a better person. And if you don't, then it's questionable. But I think that people want to be better, and I think people want to do good things. And I just continue to focus on that. Keep doing good things, do good things in the community, do good things at home, do good things on the field, and it's going to happen for us.